Welcome everyone to another journey into the Toyverse. We got somebody really, really special. He is the master of disaster, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the ultimate sign of power. That's right. I am with Diamond Select's own toy guru himself. Zach, how the heck are you?
I'm doing good. Again, failing to live up to that intro, but I'm doing good. Doing good. How about you?
I'm hanging in there. This is kind of weird for me because normally by this time we've already done Toy Fair, and I would have said that intro in front of a room with other people walking by doing other stuff. And so we didn't get that this year, unfortunately, due to everything going on. But it is still great to see you, so I'm very happy about that.
It's good to see you.
So let's go ahead and dive into things. We got a lot to talk about on the plate today. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about is you guys recently did a huge revamp of the website. Like the website went from one direction into this new pretty little amazing thing. I was wondering if you could talk a bit more of what's going on with the new Diamond Select Toys website.
Sure. We as you know, a couple years back, we took over Gentle Giant Limited's production, and we got our own Star Wars license. We started to continue that, but we also took over their website, which is a really great website. And they have they had a very strong e-commerce division. So we and a whole fan club to go along with it, the guild, the Premier Guild. So we after a couple of years, we wanted to turn Diamond Select Toys into something like that. So we moved to the same platform, and we did a lot of development, and we sent over a lot of inventory to a brand new warehouse, and we made shipping a lot easier, a lot more affordable, I think, and here we are. It took a while to put it together, but and a lot of work went into it with a lot of different people. And here we are. The work I did is minimal, but the work other people did is incredible. Yeah. So we're currently only selling in stock products, and it's not necessarily the newest stuff. I think we should send it all over there in about January. So we're getting a new shipment of stuff in that's going to cover a lot of the stuff we've sold since then. But we're still working on getting pre-orders up and running. But hopefully pre-orders will be up and running this month, and we'll be able to do pre-orders for everything we solicit in every new previews each month.
Oh, awesome. And thank you for that info on the stuff that's in stock, because I browse through the website, I look at stuff. Most of the time I got that glossy haze over me going, wow, look how cool this is. Oh, we got company.
That's my dog, of course, decides to bark once we start recording.
Oh, it's okay. It's no worries. They just want to be part of the fun. So before our third guest decided to chime in, we were talking about the website, and like I said, I have that glossy look over, and I just really like how the colors pop on the website. The navigation's a lot easier, I think, this time around as opposed to before. It's not that the navigation was horrible on the old website. It's just, I don't know, this is more user-friendly, I guess is the cool word to use.
It's more mobile-friendly as well. The old one, when you scrolled, it would jump back up. It would jump all around, and the menus would get really big depending on how big your screen was. And now it's very, very mobile-friendly. Adaptive is the word they use.
Absolutely.
I think.
Another thing I wanted to touch base with is certain things on social media I've noticed have started to change. There's been a lot more interactive stuff added, it seems, as of late. Like there's been polls. There was that contest you did during the Super Bowl of like voting for, who's going to win this round, all that stuff. I thought that was kind of cool and fun, because normally you get on a toy website, you see what they retweeted or news they've announced. I like the fact that you guys are finding different ways of interacting besides of just a standard, hey, I'm on here for 40 minutes. Let me ask you a question. And there's nothing wrong with that approach, but I like the variety.
That's great to hear. I it used to be just me controlling all the social media, so I wouldn't have time to do like fun polls and stuff like that. I would mostly just try to post all the most essential information that that people needed to know. But we've recently brought on a couple new team members, Jesse and Alyssa, and they've started doing a lot more interactive stuff. They're able to really get in there and interact with the fans and do fun polls and contests and things like that. I would try to do contests a lot, but we recently did a fun contest where you can win a signed Deadpool bust to celebrate his I believe 30th anniversary. And yeah, they're really great, and they're doing a lot more than I ever could. So that's fantastic. That's great to hear that you're enjoying it, and hopefully everybody else is enjoying it as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, are you stepped aside from social media? Are you focusing more on behind the scenes stuff, or are you still having a presence there as well?
I'm focusing on behind the scenes stuff. I've taken the lead in getting more people to cover our stuff on on the social medias as opposed to running our social media. So I reach out to other people who would influencers who would cover our stuff on TikTok and Instagram and all sorts of stuff. So and I also manage our YouTube page right now.
Okay.
And but mostly I'm doing more behind the scenes stuff. I still do a lot of stuff with writing and getting approvals from different companies and things like that. Working with the companies to make sure that they're covering our product as well as our social media.
Awesome to hear. So for those who are now in the know after watching this, go give a follow to all those wonderful websites or social media platforms. I got a couple on here. Let me just bring up Twitter and Instagram. As you can see, the banner flow up right there. And what is the handle for TikTok for you guys?
Right now we're Collect DST. We don't have a lot up there, but we're going to start ramping that up soon, I hope. And but right now you'll see a lot more reviews on TikTok of different Diamond Select Toys products. There's a lot of great reviewers on there, fun personalities who are doing stuff. So we're trying to get stuff into their hands, and so they can show off to the fans exactly what's coming out and what they do. Which is something I tried to do on the social media as well. But now people who are eminently more qualified and entertaining than I will be presenting the information to you.
Very awesome to hear. And although we bid you a farewell on the social media side for now, we will always have the memories of the fun that was there. To sound as corny as possible as I could right now.
Thank you. Thank you for the corn.
Anytime, popping all day. So to move away from that stuff, because I just wanted to focus on that for a few, because I thought it was important, seeing that you guys are making a lot of changes. So thank you for sharing that with me and everybody watching. So my next question is, there's been a lot of changes in the world of toys and in the world of licenses and all this fun jazz. Recently, it seems like the floodgates at Hasbro were opened up, and you folks were one of the few that are going to be doing some Hasbro licenses. How exciting is this to get your hands on different properties that maybe you thought nobody would ever touch besides the big boy?
It's pretty exciting for me. I grew up in Connecticut and Rhode Island, so and my dad actually knew some people at Hasbro, so I grew up as a big fan of Transformers and G.I. Joe. So for us to be able to do stuff in those worlds is very exciting for me. I have less experience in the worlds of Power Rangers, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons. I played a little D&D when I was a kid, but not too much. And Gem and the Holograms, which I'm a fan of, despite probably not having seen an episode of the show. I still am a fan. I consider myself a fan of Gem and the Holograms just because it exists. So we're going to be doing a lot of different stuff with them. We've got the mini-mates that we've solicited, the G.I. Joe and Transformers mini-mates. And then we're going to do a lot of gallery dioramas. We solicited Destro already, and we've got more planned for pretty much all those licenses, as well as some resin pieces, some more high-end pieces.
Oh, very nice. So, like, to start things off with the mini mates, specifically with GI Joe, are these a lot of people have had problems finding GI Joes in the wild? It's been a big sort of controversy in 2020, I would say, even going into 2021. Are you guys limiting it to just one specific, like the website, or will these have more of a mass distribution where you can pick up Mini-Mates? Or I mean Mini-Mates, sorry.
The Transformers are open to everybody. Anybody can order them who orders from Diamond Comics. And I believe we'll also have some different versions of the Mini-Mates at Walgreens.
Okay.
I'm not sure when those are going to hit. I think we're still working on those release dates. GI Joe, we are also going to have some different figures at Walgreens, but the box set is technically an exclusive for Free Comic Book Day, which is happening in, I believe, I want to say August. Okay. So I think that any retailer who's part of Free Comic Book Day can order them. I'm not sure if they're limiting it to that or if it's just going to ship on that day. So that'll come out in August on Free Comic Book Day, and it's not limited in any sort of quantity. So I think you can just order. Retailers can order as many as they like. I know that some people were having problems getting pre-order in for them. Like I might have sold out on a website briefly, but as far as I know, they should be able to get more because orders. I don't even know if orders have locked for that particular issue yet.
Gotcha. And now, so right now, people know I'm not so much a mini-mate guy. I dig mini-mates. I have nothing against mini-mates. More of a Mini-Mate guy. Are Mini-Mates on the table with any of these licenses, potentially, if you will? Or are we strictly sticking with Mini-Mates for now?
I don't believe Mini-Mates are part of our license for Hasbro. Unfortunately, okay. I know you're a big Mini-Mates guy.
I know,
but we are still working on some Mini-Mates. We just put out the Iron Giant Battle Mode Mini-Mate, and I think we have some more in development. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the next one will be. But we definitely have some that we're working on.
Awesome. So I guess since I opened the door to Mini-Mates, I do have a question. So do we still have plans maybe in the foreseeable future for more DC Mini-Mates, or are they on a hiatus for right now? Or I know the Snyder Cut came out. I mean, a black suit Superman Mini-Mate would look pretty cool.
I think DC is wrapped up for now.
Okay.
But who knows? It may return in the future. We definitely would love to make more DC stuff, but I'm not sure about any more Mini-Mates for the foreseeable future.
Okay. It's kind of heartbreaking news, but
sorry, man.
It's okay.
I hate to be the one to tell you.
I know. It's a sad day indeed, but I'll keep the fight alive. So speaking of Mini-Mate, are we some of the current licenses? Do you guys plan on exploring more in that avenue now that you have a slot open up per se? Now that DC's out of the picture for the moment, like maybe like Crow or even like Avatar or Castlevania or any of those things?
Crow would be awesome. I'd love a Crow one. I'm not sure about Castlevania, and I'm not sure about Avatar. But Crow would be great. I don't know what our current plans are for Crow, and I'm not fully versed in our license for that one, whether Mini-Mates are covered. But I hopefully will be making more Godzilla because the Godzilla ones have done really well for us. So hopefully we'll be able to offer some more stuff in that category.
You, sir, are a mind reader because that's where my next question was going. Because the popularity of the Godzilla Mini-Mates has been refreshing from this reviewer standpoint, because I've been in the mud with the Mini-Mates since for quite some time now, and seeing more and more people talk about them, especially with the Godzilla ones, has been a real treat to see, because they really are beautiful. They're beautiful pieces. They're fun pieces. They're Some of them got the cool glow in the dark gimmick that just add a whole different layer. So I know there were some issues with other companies with the Godzilla license and whatnot. So I'm happy that you guys are still working towards trying to get more out. So thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm a fan of them as well. I'm a casual Godzilla fan, not a hardcore Godzilla fan, but I know that there's a lot of, he's been represented in a lot of different formats. So I think another the vinyl collectors were a little bit more responsive to the Godzilla vinyls as opposed to some of our other lines. So that's great. I'm glad that they like them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, I tend to find more Godzilla Vinimate reviews online than I do I don't want to say most Vinimates, because Vinimates is its own like genre of things. Those who enjoy it and love it. And, those who don't, well, they can go pound sand. But that's a story for a whole other time.
Well, I understand. There's not a lot to review with a Vinimate. I mean, I love them. They look great. They're awesome. They got that Minimate style going on. Some of them have the articulated neck, which I love, because it can really, even if it's a static figure, the neck can, it put a lot of attitude onto any pose that you're doing. But yeah, they don't do a lot, so I understand why people have trouble reviewing them. But they're fun to look at. Definitely fun to look at.
Yeah, they're definitely eye-catching. When I before the pandemic, but when I would show people Vinimates, they would be like, "What are these?" Like, there was a curiosity factor when somebody held one, because they'd never seen something quite like it before. Everybody's seen the pops and whatnot, but like, you hold the Vinimate, it takes you back, because it's not the norm.
It's definitely something. It's definitely unique. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So to go back to the Hasbro license, I know you announced the Destro gallery piece, and you hinted at more resin pieces. Is the possibility for certain characters to have a Legends in 3D treatment to them? Is that on the table at least?
Absolutely. 100%. We're going to be doing, we almost solicited one this month. We just had to hold off due to approvals, but we're going to be soliciting a G.I. Joe L3D very soon.
Ooh, I can only imagine. We're not going to spoil anything here, folks. We're just going to wait for the approval and to see it, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty awesome, whatever it is. So that's very cool to see. And then the Destro piece is up now for pre-order, correct?
Yes, and we actually have a variant on that we're going to be offering to go along with our showcase this week, which is a really cool Destro variant. I'm sure G.I. Joe fans will probably be able to guess what it is, but if you look for it, retailers will be offering that. If not already, then very soon.
Nice. Now, will that be a situation where the variant ships before, or would come to light before the regular release, or will they be kind of stagnant in terms of the release? In theory, I know I put you on the spot there.
No, I'm not sure if they'd hit around the same time. They might be staggered. It might come out a little bit later, but they'll probably get produced around the same time.
Okay.
That's when you got the factory working on casting a whole bunch of Destros, you might as well have them cast a few more Destros just to be on the safe side. So depending on timing and when the factory has time in their schedule to do it, it'll probably happen around the same time.
Awesome to hear. Very cool. So that is one of the showcase showdowns, if you will, to steal from the prices right now, that we'll be seeing tomorrow on April 9th, correct?
Yes, that's when we're going to be doing the showcase for the fans. I think it'll be streamed on YouTube, and then it'll be up for people to see after that.
Very nice. Well, speaking of reveals and whatnot, we're going to bounce around here a little bit. So you guys teased that a reveal, like a showcase reveal, was coming. That is on April 9th. Do you guys have like a time frame for that yet? Like,
I believe the time is noon that we're going to stream the presentation, noon EST, Eastern time. And then I think we'll have it up on YouTube shortly after that for people to check out who weren't able to see the live presentation.
Gotcha. Pretty cool. Very awesome. And hopefully by then we'll have more information if the times are off or whatnot. We'll put them on here to make sure everybody's in the know, as the cool kids say.
Do they say
well, they probably did like 25 years ago. I don't know.
Sure, everybody's got the 411.
Yeah,
everybody's got the DL on that.
Well, that's like at work the other day. I said, I'm sending you a DM, and the person was like, I always use PM. Am I really that out of touch? I was like, sorry, I was on Twitter today. I was like, So I was like, but I guess PM is kind of out of date now in a lot of ways, because most platforms have a direct message feature. They call it a direct message.
Yeah, what's PM from? Is that from like message boards and AOL and stuff like that? PM, personal message? Is that what that was short for?
Yeah, like I think those were the AOL days. We were too poor for even AOL, even those free discs back in the day. Not this family growing up. Nope.
I'm surprised that people haven't shortened email to EMs. I'm going to send you an EM. See, I think that's pretty catchy. That's
what we're going to do from now on. I'm going to put in every subject heading EMs. It's dropping you an EM. Anyways, now that we've all talked about that, Lord of the Rings Wave 1 has now officially hit. They're in the wild, or on their way to being in the wild. As people like to say, I'm not going to repeat our previous conversation that I just said. I know there were some changes made. I know some people are upset about some of those changes, but I wanted to address aesthetically from that standpoint. Is the goal to just keep everything in line with how it is now, or we going to see maybe like one wave looks a tad bit different in terms of articulation, or are we going for a more uniform look as far as you know?
As far as I know, you're going to be seeing a uniform look.
Okay.
So any changes that were made to between the prototype stage and the production stage were ones that were necessary for, if not, budgetary reasons, then aesthetics. There have been superposable lines of Lord of the Rings before. We didn't necessarily want to do that. We wanted one that looked as good as possible. So some articulation was slightly downgraded, but I think that they're still great looking figures, and they can hit all the poses that you want them to. And some people were saying, they can't get Legolas to pull a bow and arrow. You can absolutely do that. I've done it, and I've seen other people do it as well. Hopefully people still dig them. Frodo and the Ring Wraith are coming up. And then I think we just solicited Aragorn and the Moria Orc. So once you collect those 6, you'll be able to build Sauron, and Sauron's a great looking figure. And we're going to show off the next 2 figures, I think, at the showcase, which is tomorrow, depending on when this airs.
Yes, will be tomorrow. Mark my words. Those who know. Those who don't won't get it. Anyways. That's very cool to hear. Like I said, I know people, there's so much focus on articulation nowadays. From my personal standpoint, and I know I'm in the minority right away on this, as long as it can get the basic movement around, I'm good. As long as it's affordable and looks good. That's always been my approach towards a figure. If it's got the basics down, I'm happy. But I know people like to do wild and crazy things too, but I think you guys have a nice blend here because the hinge joints aren't necessarily a downer. You still get good range of movement, especially for those of us who have collected other lines before, like Ghostbusters, for example. You still get movement out of those figures. So I'm glad that nothing was sacrificed too heavily. Now, will you guys still be offering? I know in the past we talked maybe Walgreens may have a more basic version of that figure. Is that still a plan at this point?
Yes, it doesn't look like they've hit yet, and I'm not sure when they're going to hit, but I believe there will be, for those who are not interested in Sauron, I believe there will be a basic version available at Walgreens. I'm not sure about accessory sacrifices because it is at a lower price point in addition to the Sauron parts. But I think we can expect them not to have as many accessories as the regular deluxe releases. We call that a deluxe release. It's not a select release because we aren't doing them in the select packaging that we do for Marvel Select and Nightmare Before Christmas Select. Those are still in the select packaging. But we've developed a new window box, slightly larger than the Walgreens window box. That's our deluxe packaging. So that's what Lord of the Rings will be. That's what Avatar is now. There are deluxe. First wave was select, and then we re-released them as deluxe. And the Crow and Jack Sparrow, all deluxe packaging.
Very, very nice. I noticed that the Crow has a variant that's at Walgreens now that people are going crazy for trying to find. That seems to be like a mini white whale to try to hunt right now. I haven't found any yet. I've been looking, so I haven't found it yet.
Yes, people have definitely been looking for that one. I know it's been an issue, people getting it. But I expect them to keep rolling out. Not every Walgreens gets in new toys as frequently as others. So luckily, most towns seem to have more than one Walgreens in them.
Yes.
So I know at least a couple that I can check, and I'm going to check a couple more this weekend to see what's out. I'm always going in to see, what they've managed to get because we have a couple of exclusive Minimates lines there, and we do basic versions of a lot of our action figures for them as well. Avatar, I think there's a basic Jack Sparrow there as well. We just did a basic Bruce Lee and John Wick there, which seem to be selling very well because I can't seem to find them either.
Yes, I saw somebody posted a basic John Wick at the online. I think it was on Instagram that I saw it. I was like, "Whoa, when did this happen?" I was like, "Oh, cool." Because when I go to my Walgreens, I normally see Avatar. I picked up the what was it? The blue form.
Yes,
Of
I think we called it Avatar State. It's like a spirit form version.
Yes, I saw that there, so I grabbed that. Westworld, not as much now, but like during the summer last year, I saw a lot of Westworld, Tron, and then Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
And then Mini-Mates is usually what I see from the Diamond offering.
Yeah. We just did the Black Widow Mini-Mates for the movie, and some Mini-Mates are out there now for Falcon and Winter Soldier as well.
Very cool. So moving away from Lord of the Rings, I want to congratulate you guys because everybody seems to be in love with that Marvel Select Hulk. He has become a huge hitter in the world of online in the subgenre of toy collecting and action figure photography. People are in love with it. So congratulations, guys, on all the hard work that went into that because he's phenomenal from what I've seen.
Yeah, thank you. We sold out of him in advance. I don't have one. I'd love to get one in and play around with him myself. But he's some people were calling him. I saw at least one person. I don't want to say some people. I saw one person say that it was like the best Hulk ever made, which is mind blowing considering how many Hulks there have been. But I know that he gets compared a lot to the last Marvel Legends classic Hulk, and but some people are saying he's better than that, which is so great that people like it. There was some confusion with the name change. People like, is it Rampaging Hulk or is it Immortal Hulk? But it's Immortal Hulk. But if you see Rampaging Hulk, it's the same thing, same figure. Yeah, we did change the name after we solicited it. So on the packaging, it says Immortal.
Oh, very cool. See, I didn't even know that little tidbit, so I learned something new in the process. So very cool. But yeah, no, like I said, I've seen people, just have fun with posing and playing and photography. It's always nice when I see a Diamond Select product get some love. It really is, and lots of great love. And it seems like not only do the figure community feel in love with it, but it's nice to see that a lot of love went into making that project come to fruition.
Thank you. Yeah, it was. The idea was to really improve on our original Hulk, the original classic Hulk that we did, which we've been doing that one for a while, and it was slightly dated. So we definitely wanted to kick it up a notch. And we've done a lot of Hulks as well, a lot of different types of Hulk. We did one that was very much based on Mark Silvestri art. We did Planet Hulk with the gladiator gear. We've got obviously Ultimate Hulk and and Red Hulk, of course. But no, this one was definitely a labor of love to make it definitely make it better than the Hulks we've done before.
Awesome. That's it definitely shows. It really does. Like I said, a lot of people talking about that, so it's very nice to see. Speaking of Marvel Select, tomorrow during the showcase, could there potentially be some new Marvel Selects talked about, or we're going to hold off maybe a little while longer?
I don't think we'll have any new ones that we're showing off. We're showing off Human Torch and Titanium Man and Silver Centurion Iron Man, which are all upcoming in various stages of upcoming. I'm not sure the next one to hit will, I believe, be Human Torch. I want to say
that figure looks beautiful. It looks like a nice, beautiful Jolly Rancher.
I hope I can get my hand on that one too, because it's definitely a nice one. And I want to be able to play around with it. It comes with interchangeable heads, so you have it be classic Human Torch or Johnny Storm, and but we do have some more Disney Store exclusive Marvel Selects coming up. We've got three in the works that are, I think, all going to hit this summer. So
folks, check Disney Store online or at retail to see if
the day they come out, we'll hit up we'll send something out to all the websites and post up on our social media. So definitely keep an eye out for that.
That's awesome to hear. The I guess sticking with Marvel, do we have any new Legends in 3D Marvels items coming up for grabs soon?
We just solicited Carnage not too long ago. I'm not sure who the next one is. I'm wondering if we solicited one since Carnage that I'm forgetting about, but I can't think of one. As far as I know, we're still rolling on Marvel Legends in 3D. I'm not sure what the next one will be.
Okay.
But we haven't shown anything yet. So Wolverine just hit not too long ago, I think beginning of March. G.I. Joe and we're doing a lot more Star Wars. We have a lot of Star Wars planned. We just solicited the TIE Pilot, and we got one coming up. They're soliciting this month that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about yet. But
well, let's not ruin the surprise. Now, will that be something that could potentially be seen during the showcase, or will that be like a later on?
I think it is in the showcase. Now that you mention it, I think it's going to be showing in the showcase. Actually, I think there'll be two new ones there. One of them is going to be a San Diego exclusive this summer.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yes. That one's a variant, but there'll be a new character that'll be available everywhere. Okay.
Very cool. The Legends in 3D seem to they've really caught a fire between the photographers and collectors alike. At least that's how it looks from my perspective. I don't know. Maybe you're seeing something that I'm not, but there seems to be a lot of cross appeal with them.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of photography on the like fan photography on them, but the collectors seem to like them. I mean, they're fairly limited. We only make 1,000 pieces of each, but which sounds like a lot when you say it, but it's one of the lower production runs we do for our stuff. And yeah, they seem to be doing well with collectors. I know that our Batman the animated series ones, Batman and Joker sold out instantaneously. Those two went very fast. Harley, I think we're almost sold out on her, the Harley Quinn one, and we also put out the Wonder Woman Justice League bust not too long ago. So yeah, those did really well, and the Marvel ones do very well, and the Star Wars ones. We've done Kylo Ren. The Darth Maul was very well received. It was a really great looking piece. We just solicited the TIE Pilot, like I said. We did an exclusive one for Star Wars Squadrons, the video game. We did Havana Von Reg, who's one of the pilots, and she has this TIE Fighter pilot helmet that has this red triangle on it, and it's a really cool piece. So we did an L3D of that as well.
Oh, nice. See, that's super cool. I mean, I love my Stay Puft that you folks sent over. I have them on the wall. They're high quality. I do think they're affordable. And they look cool. So that's my little plug about Legends in 3D. I wish I had some more exciting way to say that, but I really am amazed by them.
No, my son has the Rocket Raccoon on his shelf, and Rocket's cool because he's got whiskers. So there's actually real whiskers coming out of his face. Well, not real whiskers. They don't actually sense danger or anything like that. But he has whiskers, which is cool.
Oh, that's very cool. So we have that covered. One of the new properties to go back. Well, it's not necessarily a new property because you guys done it in Vinimate form, which were some of the hardest Vinimates for me to track down because I didn't even know they existed at the time. Just so you know, I had to go to the dreaded secondary market to find those suckers. And then they dropped in price recently again for some reason. But when I bought them, they were a little more fancy. But is Invader Zim? Invader Zim's getting a figure line done by you guys. What can we expect with that?
Lots of accessories, and they're in scale to 7-inch figures. So they're shorter kids. So they're like I think they're like 3 inches tall, 4 inches tall. They're cool 2-packs, and there's definitely a lot of fan reaction when we announced those. I know a lot of people were very excited about that because there hasn't been a line in a long time. It's probably been close to 20 years since there was an Invader Zim toy line. But hopefully there'll be a second wave coming. I think the first series did very well. So thumbs up. I'm excited about it. I'm not a super fan of the cartoon, but I'm definitely a fan of the creator, Jonan Vasquez. I've read a lot of his comics. I'm hoping they'll do really well.
I really hope so too, because the aesthetic on them was very nice, even in Vinimate form. That's one of those things that kind of deviated from your quote unquote traditional Vinimate look. The more blocky, they had that more. I don't know how to say it. They kind of look like their animated counterparts a little bit more.
Yeah, it's tricky, like when you're dealing with non-human characters. Obviously, the Godzilla ones look less like the Minimate format, but so did the Godzilla Minimates. They had a lot of additional parts. But yeah, the part of the appeal of Invader Zim is the design, and the design of the characters is just so specific that you really had to add a lot of character-specific body details that wouldn't necessarily work in the standard Minimates body type. So yeah, it was they're definitely a lot more cartoon accurate than other Vinimates. So but they did very well. We did them for I think we did them for Hot Topic, I want to say, the first series, which was 4. I think it was Human Zim and Regular Zim, and then Human Dog Gur and Regular Gur. And then we did a 2-pack for San Diego,
yes.
Which was very cool. So yeah, they all did really well. So I'm hoping the figures will do as well.
Very nice. Now, are we going to just, you guys solicited, did you guys actually formally solicit a statue for Invader Zim, or did
We
that get?
solicited a gallery diorama.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Him like standing on a platform, all triumphant, and Gurr sitting down next to him drinking a slushy, or a squishy. I forget what they're called in that world. But that one is still upcoming. It was solicited, but we're just trying to get the packaging right, and that's going to be coming out hopefully this summer.
Okay, that's cool to know. Are we just sticking with those two formats for that line right now, or could we potentially see a release of Mini Mates for those who missed out, or even Mini Mates?
I'm not aware of a re-release of Mini Mates, and I'm not aware of a new series of Mini Mates. They don't always tell me everything until it's closer to happening. Just because I don't necessarily need to know until it's closer to happening, but I don't know what our contract includes. I wouldn't be surprised if we were able to do some resin at some point, but
Okay.
But right now it's just the gallery and the action figures.
Well, I mean, that's enough to get anybody on Invader Zim. So, I mean, good start. I just figured I had you here. Might as well ask, get that little little.
Ask me anything. Ask me anything.
I thought that was Chuck's job.
Yeah, he hasn't done an Ask DST in a little while, but yeah, if there's still a place on the website where you can submit questions and he'll read them and he'll answer them.
Well, see, there you go. I should have plugged that earlier. I do apologize, folks, because I think that's one of the cool features about Diamond Select. You get your chance. It's a callback to, for some of us that are older, almost like what was it? The reader questions in the newspaper, the editorial, like the bullpen questions and stuff. And like even in Marvel, they would have the questions you could submit, at the back of the issues or in the middle of them.
Yeah.
So I like stuff like that. I think stuff like that's cool.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a long time. I think we just celebrated our 20th anniversary, and he's been doing it for a long time. He started out doing it on message boards, but he's definitely way into it, answering questions. He obviously knows a lot more than I do about what's coming up.
Well, I would hope so.
He also plays a little closer to the vest than I do, probably. But he'll usually give you a good answer. If he can't answer, if he doesn't answer, then he usually can't answer. Okay. But definitely, if you got a question about DST, definitely write into him, because he's the man. He's the president. And he does a lot of the line planning. He does a lot of the license. He does all the license acquisition. So yeah, he's the man.
Absolutely. There was one last bit I wanted to cover. I'm trying to remember what it was. The mini major. So, with the showcase coming up tomorrow for those watching, I expect a lot of surprises, a lot of stuff to get people jazzed up and ready for excitement, if you will. Is there anything else that we as fans should be, I don't want to say in the know, but we should be looking out for, or stuff that's out right now that people haven't had a lot of time to know about or picked up yet, that's on the horizon?
We're going to be covering a lot of stuff that's upcoming in the showcase. A lot of it people will have seen before, but there'll also be a bunch of new stuff there, a lot of new Star Wars stuff, new Lord of the Rings, that new toy line that I mentioned, which I think is not a secret anymore because retailers have seen it. We're going to be doing toys based on Cobra Kai, the Netflix series, which is very exciting. I've not fully caught up yet, but it's a great show, and the figures look great so far. We're going to start off with action figures, and then we're going to have two exclusives. I mentioned one earlier, a variant on the Destro PVC, and then we're also going to have an exclusive Star Wars bust which will be available through retailers, but will also be available through the website, the Gentle Giant website. And I believe we're going to have the Destro PVC up there as well.
Very nice. Very nice. So, folks, you've heard it. We got news of what's going on, what's happening in the world. Do not miss the showcase. That is the most important thing. Flashing on your screen right now is the time and the place and all that fun jazz. So don't miss out on the showcase. That's kind of the point of this video, is to get hyped up. New releases, stuff we've seen, release dates, all that fun stuff. It's going to be happening soon. And as always, the showcase will be on the website first, correct?
The showcase will be, I think, live streamed on YouTube, but we'll have links on social media and on the website that you can follow. And then it'll be posted after that for people who weren't able to see it live, because obviously we want everybody to see it, everybody get a chance. I thought of one other new thing we're going to have. We're going to have a new Marvel animated bust as well. So that's cool. Very cool.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Those are what I call the chess pieces of the Diamond Select world. If you got a giant chessboard and you put those up, you could have like the coolest chess set known to man. It's that base. Cool. It's that base on the bottom that just, I don't know why it makes me think of chess. It just makes me think of a fancy chess set. I don't know why. That's just me. I'm a weirdo. What do you want?
A large bust-sized chessboard would be the awesomest thing ever.
I agree. See, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. With that being said, one last thing I want to cover real quick. If you had to pick a line to tell somebody to jump in on that they could find either at Walgreens or at a retailer right now that you currently have solicited out, what would be something to jump into and play around with or collect or look at, or however people want to mess around with collectibles nowadays?
Gosh. I definitely think of stuff hitting now. People should definitely check out the Lord of the Rings line. Definitely give it a chance. It just hit stores yesterday. Yesterday for when we're recording this on the 31st. It hit comic shops. It'll be getting to online retailers soon if it hasn't already, so they'll be shipping out their orders. I think we're going to have some in the web store fairly soon. I'm not sure exactly when those will go up. We're still waiting on that inventory. And they're really beautiful figures. You can definitely strike some awesome poses with them. And the Sauron is amazing. So I think you'll want to get all 6 figures and build the Sauron. Upcoming, there's a lot of cool stuff happening. That Zim line is great. I'm trying to think what else. Avatar is going to keep going. We've got series 5 and 6 in the works. So definitely check out the Avatar line as well.
Folks, I know there's been some confusion about Avatar, but Diamond is still making Avatar figures. So join in on the fun.
Yes, absolutely. Nightmare Before Christmas is continuing as well. We got Series 10 coming out this year. And that's a lot of figures that haven't even been made before. So that's cool.
I like it. I like it a lot. As always, sir, I want to thank you so much for dropping by today, talking with Comic Crusaders and the toy collecting world and all that fun hype that we like to say at the end of videos such as this. So thank you very much. As you can see on the screen, folks, your best place to interact with Diamond Select Toys at the moment is on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, also, we'll just get that on the screen there. Over at the website, we normally ask our guests to do that, but we're a little more prepared today. We'll save them the usage of extra words that they don't need to use. So, sir, as always, I appreciate the support. And thank you very much for being on the show today.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Until we meet again, everyone, great googly moogly.